little bit, man.
True, 100%. So
True.
going to the game earlier that day, the L.A. Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Woo!
What would
AB
you?
vindicated.
Yes, yeah, it was a crazy game. But Walt, we're gonna start with you, man. What did you take away from the crazy game in Tampa Bay?
Well, I mean, like I said before, I mean, I said that game was the game of the year before, of course, the Bills and
Yeah,
Chiefs game, and like I said, it was just the back and forth. Well, I shouldn't say back and forth action because L.A. Rams controlled the game in the first half. Of course, they were 20-3, but what I'm saying, let's not all count Tom Brady out because I mean we've seen this all before. With the Falcons, he got back in that bag, and brought him back, and they won. But it just wasn't the same results this time. The Rams were able to keep them, hold them off, and do what they needed to do to keep Brady from coming back. But it was still a hell of a game. What the Bucs need to do in the offseason is,
yeah,
well, of course, they need to address the quarterback situation. Just because, honestly, based off what ESPN is saying, everybody is saying, it sounds like Tom Brady might be done. This might have been his last year.
right.
Just based off of how he's saying with my family, I'm discussing everything with my family. He pretty much want to be with his family, his kids, his wife and stuff like that because now his wife is like really stepping down. Like, hey,
Right.
my
And
boy,
they
you
older too.
just got
Yeah,
smacked. You just got smacked.
yeah,
I need you to come home still. So I need
right.
you to chill. So it's time for you to come home now. So I mean, and honestly, I mean, what else does he have to accomplish, man? I mean, the guy has 7 rings, MVPs for days. I mean, I feel like there's nothing else he has to accomplish, bro. Just go ahead, retire, let everybody else do what they need to do
Yeah,
to try to catch up to those 7. So, I mean, like I said, what they need to address is, of course, the quarterback situation, the offensive coordinator. Not sure if Brian Leftwich is going to be a head coach or not. So, I mean, of course, they need to address that. The defensive coordinator as well. They said he might be getting a head coaching job as well. So address those issues. Not sure if they're going to be a Super Bowl contender, especially with Brady leaving. Like I said, this may be who they can bring in. I'm not sure, but I really don't see them returning back to the Super Bowl next year. But
yeah. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Go ahead, John. It's on you.
Man, so yeah, like with Brady hinting at possibly retiring, right? He says he's going to have to decide during the offseason. Here's the thing. If he had gone down 20-3, 27-3, I don't know if he could retire on that because it would give credence to all the people who said, look, he aged. He couldn't, couldn't hang. He wore out over the course of a season. So that comeback kind of gave him little, like, you know what? Nah, he still had it when he quit. He just lost to a better team. I always put my, I always go with Brady and Mahomes because I don't like betting against them guys unless they're going against each other. But on paper, man, I sat there, looked, and I'm like, on paper, there's no physically possible way the Buccaneers can beat the Rams. Like, they're just better at everything. But Tom Brady don't play on paper. And so I was like, I got to go with Brady again. Like, by a hair, but I had to go with Brady. And I was wrong. The Rams were that good. But also, Stafford almost proved me right, man. Like, he almost blew that game.
He did.
And then I was sitting there like, you got to be kidding me, man. Like, is he really going to let this? And then
But it wasn't just on Stafford, though. It was kind of Cam Akers' fault, too, though. The 2 fumbles, that was definitely tough. So I just put it on Stafford, though. My fault.
No, you're right.
Go ahead.
But I don't think that was – the Bills-Chiefs definitely was a game of the year. That one, man, like, whenever Brady starts out a game 3 for 10 or 3 whatever it was 3 for 13, that's not a good game. That game was kind of boring to watch at actually the beginning but that so and then Akers almost fumbling the game away didn't exactly make it interesting, like, because the Bills Chiefs was actually 2 good teams just going head up at each other, and that's what I enjoyed about it. But so I'm glad he's able to turn around, and he has every right to retire on a game like this. No shame in that. But yeah, we'll see, man. Because here's the thing: what do we change? Like, first, I'll bring Brady back. Second, if you got to stay healthy, man. They like Chris Godwin. I'm telling you, Chris Godwin is one of the top 5 receivers in the league, if not top 3. Like, this guy is good. He just happens to play on a team with a bunch of other good receivers, but like Chris Godwin is good. Like, so, and I don't think people realize how good he is. A lot of people. So you got to stay healthy. Got to bring Brady back. And then, honestly, if you want to compete at a high level, but not if Brady's gone, I say bring back Jameis Winston, and I'm not kidding, man. Listen, the kid can ball. You'll at least be a playoff team. I ain't saying you're going to the Super Bowl, but you'll be a playoff team. I truly believe that. He can. Bro. The kid can ball, and you have the pieces around. But you're going to have to bring back all the other guys. And then worst case scenario, if Brady does stay, not worst case scenario, best case scenario, if Brady does stay, you got to go get AB. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I was about to say, look, I wasn't shaking my head saying that Wentz is garbage. I was just saying I feel like Wentz is definitely a better fit. With the Saints. I don't think he needs to go back to the Bucs. I mean, I just feel like they just got too much bad history, and just stay with the Saints, bro. What you was doing with the Saints this year, you was doing your thing. Stay with the Saints, man. Don't listen to John.
Saints are a tricky thing too. Now coaching change, everything that's going to be all. That's a whole nother story for another topic for another day.
True.
100%.
That's true.
So, I honestly feel I agree with you, Walt. Well, really, both of you. You got to figure out this quarterback situation. If Brady's not coming back, I read somewhere that it's like 10 of their starters are free agents this year.
Yeah.
Got to figure that out.
Godwin is. Huh? I think Godwin might be a free agent.
Well, I was just about to say, yeah. Do you think they're gonna re-sign him even with the injury? You feel me? Like, I don't know if they're gonna re-sign him with the injury.
I think they would, because who else really out there could fill that void?
AD.
You know,
just playing.
No. You go get Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams is what you do.
That would be some crazy stuff if they can pull
Aaron
that off.
Aaron Rodgers would be like, hell no.
Why?
You want me to
play in Florida?
What great player wants to follow in another great player's footsteps?
I mean,
Peyton Manning followed him 10 Tebow's footsteps. Okay.
Don't you dare! Don't.
Hey man, listen. Steve Young followed in Joe Montana's.
No.
Rodgers followed in Brett Favre's. Wait, no, wait. You want to have
Steve
this
Young was already there.
Steve
Young was already there. Steve Young was already there.
Man,
yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
Steve Young in Montana is equivalent to Favre and Rodgers.
But if that team comes back healthy, and they had Devontae Adams, Buccaneers have to be right at the top again.
Why would you put yourself in that situation? If that's the case, go to New England.
Oh, you're gonna replace Mac Jones? I don't think so. Bill Belichick.
I'm just saying you're gonna replace him. I mean, what? He could have did that.
Come to Cleveland. That's what he needed.
Yeah, but he was still rattling off back-to-back MVPs. Like, it's not like he was coming to the end of an era for him.
John,
like Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying, man. Aaron Rodgers. A lot of talk is Denver. That would almost be following Peyton Manning's step, like going there and retiring there and winning one for them.
Not necessarily, because Peyton Manning really made his mark with the coach, though. Honestly, it was just
right. The 2 good years he had with the Broncos, they didn't win nothing.
All right,
I'm just saying, if he could go down there and win with the Buccaneers, I'm telling you, he would love to live in Florida or play for Florida.
You know where you should go? He should go
to Cleveland.
Matter of fact, he could go to the team he just lost to.
49ers?
He would hate California.
Wait, listen.
They would hate him, and he would hate California.
Listen, Lindas. Think about it. He wants to go to California. They're not sure about Jimmy Garoppolo. Trey Lance, I don't know if they're really sure on him.
How do you know, though? You didn't even really give him a chance. Why go through all that to draft him if you haven't really gave him a chance? Other than just the preseason. That's not, I don't feel like that can count.
Dude, let's not act like a lot of these first-round picks don't go as well. I mean, you're not comparing him to Jamarcus Russell, but remember Jamarcus Russell?
I mean,
he could throw the ball 90 yards.
Russell, he got to play though. We got to see him actually play. We actually only seen
no, but what I'm saying. All right, but we acting like it's a bad thing if you sit the bench for 2-3 years.
I'm not saying
why is that such a bad thing.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I feel like that would be a great situation for him. But I'm just saying that why go through all that to dream Trey Lance just to have him keep continuously to sit on the bench now? I mean, just let him keep following. I want to say keep following Garoppolo.
Hey, this is about the Packers. We'll talk 49ers next week.
All right. Yeah, we are.
Okay. All right. So,
my bad.
Since John rudely interrupted.
I'm just saying, the 49ers are going to get their time.
I got you. For sure.
For sure. So, Saturday night, hey, it did my heart well to see a man that used to play for the Bears and a man from Illinois both put that team from Wisconsin out the playoffs. It did me some good.
A typical Bears.
Robbie Gould, good as gold.
Hey man, I do love me some Robbie Gould. He's one of my favorite kickers.
Kicked him right out the playoffs.
Hey, I will say he a savage though, man.
I'm one of the few people who has like favorite kickers. Like I do, man. I have like 4 or 5 kickers that I
got a new.
Do you have his jersey?
No, I don't know kicker jerseys.
He's not your favorite.
Have you ever seen me wear an NFL jersey of any sort?
What's wrong with that?
Right.
Have you?
I'm gonna wear one next week just because you said that.
No, right. I'm saying have you though? I don't have a lot of jerseys. I don't have my own favorite player's jersey. I don't really buy.
Yes, you do. You got a Kevin Durant.
I said NFL. You ain't seen me nowhere no NFL jersey.
No, I haven't seen him wear NFL though.
You said favorite players. You didn't say what sport. Think about it.
I said NFL before
though. But it did my heart some good, man. And you know, Walt, he hating right now. He would feel the same way if Pittsburgh went deeper in the play.
Right. I just said a typical Bears fan would say that. But
I ain't trying to hear it. Hey, this is my time to shine. I need you.
I'm letting you time.
Hey, how great would it be for Browns fans if how great would it be for Browns fans if Mason Rudolph was the quarterback for them for the next 10 years?
Destroyed. That would be the worst move for Pittsburgh.
But how great would it be for you?
I mean, we still got to deal with Cincinnati and Baltimore, though. It's not just Pittsburgh.
Would that be a great thing? No. You'd be going backwards.
Man, look, honestly, the only team I'm worried about right now in our division is Cincinnati, man. That's the only team I'm worried. Well, Baltimore, too, somewhat. But the majority is just Cincinnati. But go back to you ranting about how how you feel so good.
Yeah, don't ever put my and Packers in the same because they're never my team.
Rant about how the Packers just lost and
it did I felt love for the first time when they did that, man. It was like, thank you, Lord.
So, what do the Packers change then on off season? What do they change to be back in?
Whole special teams. You gotta change the whole special teams line. Cause ain't no way in hell should you block like that when you're punting out of your own 10-yard line, that's when you should be the most alert. Because you run the risk if if the snap doesn't get all the way there, you run the risk of a safety or something like, what were you doing? What were you doing? And you also got to blame Aaron Rodgers. You only scored 1 touchdown the whole game and 3 points after.
Yeah, and he didn't score it.
Man, he didn't score it.
Like, what are you doing? And what I don't understand is if you got A.J. Dillon in the backfield, why are you not running him up the gut? Why? Why not run him up the gut one series, Aaron Jones outside the next? Just pound a rock.
Yeah.
Make it take off 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Aaron Rodgers been around long enough. He could have did that. It was just, I don't know what Matt LaFleur was thinking. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers was thinking. And then he had some dumb throws. He threw a Hail Mary to Devontae Adams, and he was double covered. What are you doing?
I mean, granted, he still was 20 to 29, though.
He was, but it didn't result in a W.
I mean, it didn't. But
so he was terrible on third down. I mean, you watch most of his incomplete passes, misses on third down. Like of his 9 passes, I believe like 8 of them were misses on third down, right? And that's when it matters the most, and that's when he was the least clutch. And so one of my biggest criticisms of him is you look at Brady, you look at Manning, you look at their like a lot of these greats. Their record when playing from behind is winning. Like they have a great playing from behind record. Aaron Rodgers, when you compare like the top 10 quarterbacks a lot of people talk about or whatever, he has the only losing record of all those guys when playing from behind. He plays too safe, right? Sure, he doesn't throw a lot of picks, but when he's down 38-3, you can bet you're losing 38-3. Like he refuses to take chances. And that's what we loved about Brett Favre.
That's the kind of Bears. He takes every chance in the world.
Yeah, but he's always up by 20 on them. I'm saying like,
hey, hold on. Oh, hell no. We'll talk about this later. The disrespect. How many cups did you have, my man? He just got all the cups. That boy. You got an OKC cup, don't you?
But I'm just saying, like, man, on third down, man, you have to make the right choice, and he did not the whole game. And it was the whole game, man. It just wasn't, So outside that first drive, they just made wrong choice after wrong choice after wrong choice on third down. I mean, there were almost every third down, you can look at another receiver that was open. Like people keep pointing to that Hail Mary and be like, look at Lazard, he was wide open. But I'm like, every third down, because if he would have got it on this one or this one or this one or this one, it wouldn't have. That last one would have mattered. And so like that's my take with him is like that was, I guess you could actually say that was the least cautious choice to make because he threw it in double coverage, but he also went to his he went to Devontae Adams, like his safety outlet kind of.
So
on that play, man, he's got to make the right choice, and he just didn't.
So what do you think they need to change in the offseason?
I need to figure out if Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Yeah, you got to find out. You got to see who's coming back, who's not, right?
Because I don't think Jordan Love is it. They wouldn't be so heavy on him coming back if Jordan Love was like, hey, he's not. He's special.
The one thing I would talk about is, listen, is Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, is that combo good enough come playoffs?
I believe so.
Like Aaron Jones, man, he may have. I truly believe he could have won that game on that long run.
Dude, he had 10 catches, like 130 yards.
But he had the outside lane on that run, the long run. He had the outside lane, and he tried to pull some go inside move and then cut back out, and that's what ended up costing him. Now, still, Aaron Rodgers and them have to capitalize on that and get more than 3 points. You have to get 7 out of that, but. Still, that was it, man. That was the game right there. Like Aaron Jones just made the wrong play. That happens, but I mean, yeah, like these guys, they couldn't run. People talk about Garoppolo's number 1 in cold weather. Listen, I don't think a lot of them guys have played in played in weather like that, man. That weather's not normal for anybody.
It's not 100%.
And even if you have played in it, doesn't mean you're ready for it the next time it comes around. It's probably been 2 years since you played in that kind of weather. You don't forgot. So, I don't think it made a difference. I think both teams were it was low scoring like we expected. But I mean, yeah, Aaron can't go out like that. He's, because people were making reference to him retiring as well. So, we'll see. But I don't think he's done yet. But he can't go out like that.
I ain't gonna lie. I think he needs to go get that Jeopardy bag. Hey, you can make the same amount of money, less pay.
They already picked someone, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, if Aaron Rodgers be like, "Hey, I'll take the job," come on now. You think they're gonna be like, "No, Aaron, we good"? No. Maybe. They be like, "Shoot."
I mean, I think they passed on him. They picked someone else.
You sure about that?
Yeah, they picked someone else, and then that guy got in trouble, and that was a whole nother thing. And then
so you ain't got him. You ain't got him.
I'm just saying.
It's business.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But I mean, in my take, like I said, what I feel like the Packers need, like I said, of course, like I addressed the Aaron Rodgers situation. Of course, Devontae Adams and a few other pieces that they need to take care of as well, because I think they'll be like $44 million over the salary cap regardless without Devontae Adams or Aaron Rodgers. So it's just going to be a tough situation for them to figure out what they can do with the free agency coming up. So
yeah.
Like I said, it's pretty much, of course, like you said, special teams, man, that hurt them as well, and then just defenses. They just need help. They just need help all around. But like I said, the main focus is just figuring out the Aaron Rodgers situation. So
and I actually thought that this was the first time that Aaron Rodgers had a defense that he could believe in.
This was by far his best defense in a long time.
I can say since he won it, yeah.
Even that one where they won it, man. Listen, like Clay Matthews was the leader of that defense. That was like having Lance Briggs the leader of defense.
Charles Woodson.
Right, yeah, but I'm just saying, like they never had that true, middle linebacker. Nick Barnett and AJ Hawk were pretty good. I take that back, but their guys were hurt all the time. Like he never had. This is definitely, I think, the best defense he's had in a long time, where just they were good all year. But yeah, so I mean, they got to figure out something on offense. I don't know what that is, but you got, first is figuring out who's coming back.
Yeah.